Hello, everyone, and welcome again to today's live. If you're tuning in, just drop a hello in the chat for me, please. Let me know where you're watching from. Engage with me. Let's have a dialogue here. But I wanted to come on today to have a simple conversation with you about a powerful truth that I wrote in my book, Sister Stand Tall Again. And that truth is understanding the role that we play in creating our lives is a great starting point. Now, you may be saying, well, Duquesa, a great starting point for what? Anything. Once we recognize where we are, we have the opportunity then to do two things: reflect on where we came from, but also project where we want to go. The life that we're living today is a result of the choices that we've made, both big choices and small choices. Some choices were intentional, and others were made from perhaps a place of survival or fear or brokenness. But no matter how we got to the place where we are, we must recognize one thing: we are the architects of our lives. Now, here's the thing: if you build a house and you don't like how it looks, what do you do? Do you just live in that house in frustration? Or do you adjust the blueprint and start making changes? Well, the exact same thing applies to our lives. If we do not like the way our life looks at the moment, we can make a decision to change it. Now, life doesn't just happen to us, even though many times that's what we think. We sit in victimhood thinking that everything is happening to us as if we have no choice. But every decision we make compounds, and that is what shapes our reality. The friendships we maintain, the jobs that we stay in, the habits that we repeat, the mindset that we choose, all of those things actually create the life that we're living right now. But here's where it gets a little deeper. Many of us are making decisions from a place of trauma, from fear and brokenness. And those decisions, guess what? They're keeping us stuck. For example, if we've been hurt in relationships, we may avoid deeper relationships. If we've been betrayed, we may build walls instead of building bridges. And if we've been told that we're not enough, we may shrink instead of stepping into purpose. And I can tell you that I was told that I would never amount to anything. And for many years, I lived up to what to that. I lived up to the things that people said about me, that I would never amount to anything, that I would be no good. And while I imagine that those people who were either family members or other adults in community when I was growing up may have had the best intention and may have thought that by saying that I'll never amount to anything would have scared me into shaping up, while that may have been their intention, in reality, that's a very negative statement to speak over someone's life. So, as a result of being told over and over and over again that I would never amount to anything, I began to live up to that. There was the pain involved in, not having the nurturing that I would have liked for my life, or there was the feeling of wanting to be loved and actually looking for love, looking for external validation. And all of those things led me into some very dark places and had me believing that I was a victim in life. But here's the thing: there came a moment when I recognized that I was not a victim in life. There came a moment when I recognized that I could make decisions that would alter the trajectory of my life. There became a moment when I thought that I could take control of my destiny. Because when we recognize that we're not just victims in life, but we are actually co-creator of the experiences in our lives, we can start making choices that lead us to healing, to freedom, and to joy. Now I'm thriving. I've healed so many childhood wounds, and honestly, sometimes they do resurface and I have to soothe them again. And that's the thing about healing: it's never one and done, but it does get lighter, it does get better, and we're able to manage through our triggers so much better. Because I forgave, released the bitterness, released the pain, and let go of my victim attitude, I was able to go from being overwhelmed in life to making decisions that would set my life on the course that I live today, which is happy, fulfilled, and purpose. Now, I don't know about you, but if you're holding on to anger, if you're holding on to bitterness, if you're feeling a lot of pain and you're believing that you're a victim in life, I want to call you to inspect that, to really look in the heart of you and to release those negative emotions because they are doing you more harm than good. But I also want to give you some tips on how to make better decisions, even while you're in the process of healing the things that may have broken you. The first thing I want to encourage you to do is to pause and reflect before reacting. Please don't be a part of Reaction Nation. Many of us are making decisions in autopilot mode just based on old wounds, old trauma, old pain. So we're on this cycle of making the same type of decision. So before you make a big decision, I'd like to encourage you to ask yourself, one, is this choice rooted in fear or faith? And two, is this leading me towards growth or is this keeping me stuck? Now, the answer to any one of those questions will help you make the best decision for your life. Two, I want to encourage you to now start celebrating the small wins. When you choose small wins and you start celebrating them, you're shifting yourself from a place of depression and into a place of lightness. Because big life shifts happen through small, consistent action. If I could beat this into every person, I would. Small, consistent action. If you want to change your life, start making one better choice each day. That's how it's going to happen. Say yes to opportunities that stretch you so that you're not stuck in your comfort zone, but that you're actually growing and you're moving in the direction that you want your life to be in. Say no to the things that drain you. Sis, it's okay to say no. I know that we're people pleasers. I know that we don't want people to be upset with us. We self sacrifice, and that depletes us. Say no, sis. It's okay. And then choose growth over comfort. Comfort zones stagnate us. And so, small, intentional choices will lead you to big transformations. Now, the third thing I'd like to encourage you to do is to rewrite the narrative in your mind. We can talk to ourselves. I know when I was younger, my dad used to tell me smart people speak to themselves and answer themselves, which was in quite contrast to what the elders said when I was growing up, because they said that when you talk to yourself and answer yourself, you're crazy. Well, every genius has a bit of crazy in them, right? And so we have to start talking to ourselves. Trauma, pain, they will often tell us that we're powerless. It's nothing that we can do. But I want you to know today that that's a lie. So instead of saying things like, oh, this is just how life is, say things like, I have the power to shift my story. Instead of avoiding the risk in life, take small calculated risk. And those will take you step by step toward the life that you actually desire. You have control over how your story unfolds. Your past does not have to dictate your future. Your past can be a part of your story, but your future can be so different from your past. And so, with the new week coming, I challenge you to make one intentional decision each day that moves you toward the life that you desire. That life is possible. Stop telling yourself that it isn't. It could be saying no to toxic friendships. It could be saying no to things that you don't want to do. It could be saying no because you need to replenish yourself. And it could be saying yes to an opportunity that scares you. Say yes to something that's going to stretch you and start believing in yourself. In your mind, start telling yourself that you're smart, that you're beautiful, that you can do what you put your mind to if you put the effort in. Reframe your thoughts and say, that I can achieve my goal one step at a time. You have to start talking to yourself, sis. In my book, Sister Stand Up Again, I share how I accepted responsibility for my life and the steps that I took to rebuild it. This powerful 10-minute read is one of my close friend Gandhi. She speaks that this is her favorite of the 5 books that I wrote, this is her favorite because it is jam full of resources that you can use to actually stand tall again. If you want to grab the book, I'm going to put the link to Amazon in the comments for you. If you live in Nassau and you want a hard copy, I do have some hard copies on hand. You can purchase them directly from me, so you don't have to wait on the shipping or anything like that. But let's connect. Get the tools and resources that you need to make the decisions that are going to make your life the one that you desire. As I close, I want to remind you that life is not supposed to be just where we survive one painful experience to the next, where we live in routine. The life that we're given is a life that we're to create. You know, every choice that we make is a choice to either build the future that we want to live or to sit in victimhood. So I challenge you to be intentional, to be bold, and to trust that healing and success are available for you, because guess what? They are. Have a great day, guys.